I'm Bob Fryer here in the AAPEX studios. Want to thank our sponsors, Repairify, and Great Water 360 Auto Care. Right now, joined by Mike Tanner. He is the Director of Vehicle Technology and Innovation at Auto Care Association. I think we saw each other at the DC Fly-In, yes?
We did.
We did.
Yeah. Along
with the Bill, who's running around here somewhere?
Yeah, with the Bill.
Yeah. So you're involved in Right to Repair. Did you make your way up to the Capitol?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I met with my representatives and from Louisiana because that's where I'm from.
Right.
So I was the only one there from Louisiana. So that was great. So
way to represent. Very nice.
Yeah.
So how does Right to Repair come into vehicle technology, innovation, and things like? Because innovation makes me think about the future, but Right to Repair is like right now.
It is, and we've been working for quite a while, for at least 5 years, on ensuring that the technology would exist that would allow for safe, secure, standardized access to vehicle communications data from the vehicle, and would allow the vehicle owner to have control of their vehicle data and make that decision of who could see it, just like you can on your cell phone.
Right.
So we knew that we would get to a point where the vehicle manufacturers would state that, well, this it's a good idea, but it's not technically possible. So we've worked and we've promoted the standardization of that interface, and we've actually demonstrated over the last 4 years here at AAPEX on vehicles, showing that it can be done safely, securely, so we could take that excuse off the table, and we could focus on, okay, this is really a policy issue.
Well, you just mentioned standardization. Standardization says to me that for every car, everyone out there, there's a standard way of doing things. But with Right to Repair, you got to have the information because every car has unique needs.
It does, and so the standardization part is out front. So when you actually make that connection, so think about it as you take your ATM card and you plug it into an ATM machine.
Okay.
You don't care who made that ATM machine,
Fair.
what bank that is,
right?
And so you plug it in, it's going to work. That's a standard implementation of security that identifies you, and you are in control of that data, right?
Yeah.
And so you want the same thing on vehicles. It makes sense, right? And so the aftermarket has to work on multiple vehicle manufacturer types, right? Year, make, and models. And so there needs to be a standard method for that. Otherwise it becomes, prohibitive in just the cost and equipment you have to do it differently.
And not to mention, not as safe for whoever's driving the car. If you're doing it all different kind of ways, then it increases the room for error.
Right, and what we've demonstrated here in some of our partners implementing the secure standards is that it can be done in a secure way that is safe, and that it allows for not only multi-factor authentication of whoever's accessing that data, it requires certification of who's accessing it, and you can only access the data you need to do the particular job that you're trying to do on the vehicle, right? And most of all, the vehicle owner has authorized you to access that data, and it can be even done on a limited amount of time basis. So if you want to only allow the shop to access your data for 1 day, then you can set a boundary for that. And so it's like when an app asks you if they can access your location data.
I always
on
love
your
when
phone.
they ask that. Yes. Yeah.
And you can say, and so if you'll get a notification that, hey, somebody wants to access your vehicle diagnostics data.
You'd say yes or no.
You say yes or no,
right.
and I don't know who this is, and et cetera.
Yeah. It would be nice if your cell phones or your computers had the standard plugs. You got to buy a different plug for every computer you have.
Right. And so and so that's why we feel like we need to have standards. Really, the aftermarket hasn't felt the brunt of this yet.
Right.
In 2018, the first manufacturer started locking down access to data.
Okay.
So that's 4 years from now, we're just now there. Those vehicles are out of warranty. Aftermarket's going to start seeing those. Since that time, there's been an increase in 40% of the number of vehicle manufacturers who are locking down that data.
Right.
Now you think, okay, well that's not a big deal for the aftermarket, they can still do other stuff. These are, if you have ADAS, which 96% of the vehicles that I'm talking about now will or does, that requires access to the vehicle data on the vehicle in order to do a calibration of that vehicle, a recalibration.
Right.
You say, okay, well, is that a big deal?
Right.
Yeah, because when you do just a wheel alignment, you have to do a
Gotcha.
recalibration.
I hear you.
Replace
I hear
the
you.
windshield.
Right.
You have to do a recalibration. So
Right.
what's going to happen to those vehicles? They're going to be pushed back to the dealer.
Yeah.
And out
Mike,
of the
you're
aftermarket.
doing great work. I appreciate you stopping in. Congratulations on the new job title.
Yeah,
That's
thanks.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. All right.
All right.
Good
Thank
to
you.
talk to you, my friend.
All right.
We will, again, want to thank our sponsors, Repairify, Great Water 360 Auto Care. Make sure you check them out in Joe's Garage, where they are bringing their state-of-the-art diagnostic capabilities to the auto care industry for the very first time. I'm Bob Fryer, and we will see you right back here in the AAPEX studios.